Welcome to VLSI Design Lecture Series. In today's lecture video, I'll be discussing about linear delay model. The RC delay model showed that the delay is a linear function of fan out of the gate. Fan out is nothing but the number of gate inputs driven by the output of another single logic gate. In general, the normalized delay of the gate can be expressed as in the units of tau, as D is equal to F plus T, where T is called as parasitic delay, F is called as effort delay or stage effort that depends on the complexity and fan out of the gate. T is nothing but parasitic delay, F is nothing but effort delay or stage effort that depends on the complexity and fan out of the gate. Also, the stage effort or effort delay is equal to G multiplied by H, where G is called as logic effort or logical effort and H is called as electrical effort. The complexity is normally represented by logical effort G. Normally, an inverter is defined to have a logical effort of 1. More complex gates have greater logical efforts, indicating that they take longer to drive a given fan out. And hence, in most of the calculations, we consider logical effort of inverter to be our reference. A gate driving H identical copies of itself is said to have a fan out or electrical effort of H. So normally this electrical effort is given by the formula output capacitance divided by input capacitance. Output capacitance of the path or wire divided by input capacitance of the path or wire. Cout is nothing but capacitance of the external load being driven, and Cin is nothing but input capacitance of the gate, which we have considered. So now let us focus about what exactly is meant by this logical effort. Logical effort of the gate is defined as the ratio of the input capacitance of the gate to the input capacitance of the inverter that can deliver the same output current. Mathematically, we can represent it as G is equal to input capacitance of the gate divided by input capacitance of inverter. G is equal to Cin of the gate which we have considered divided by Cin of the inverter. Let us consider an example so that we can understand this logical effort in a more detailed manner. Let us consider an inverter. As we already know, an inverter consists of two MOSFETs, PMOS and NMOS. The gate of PMOS is shorted with the gate of NMOS, which in turn is connected to an input called as CA. The source terminal of PMOS is connected to VDD. The source terminal of NMOS is connected to ground. The drain of PMOS is connected to drain of NMOS, which in turn is connected as output Y. The transistor widths are chosen to achieve unit resistance, assuming PMOS transistors to have higher or twice the resistance of NMOS transistors. Hence, we have considered 2 units for PMOS and 1 unit for NMOS. The inverter presents 3 units of input capacitance, 2 units for PMOS and 1 unit for NMOS. 2 plus 1, it gives us 3 units of input capacitance. Hence, Cin for inverter is equal to 3. As we already familiar with the logical effort is nothing but the ratio of input capacitance of the gate to the input capacitance of inverter, which can deliver the same output current. If we consider the logical effort of this particular example of inverter, the gate which we have considered is NOT gate, which is nothing but inverter, divided by the inverter as reference. So we'll get G is equal to C input of the gate divided by C input of the inverter, which is 3 by 3, which is equal to 1 for a given inverter. Similarly, let us consider a second example of NAND gate. So we are already familiar with 3 input NAND gate. The Boolean expression for 3 input NAND gate is Y is equal to A dot B dot C the whole bar. When it comes to CMOS way of designing circuits, whenever we have dot operation, PMOS transistors or PMOSFETs are connected in parallel, whereas NMOSFETs are connected in series. So based on that, we have designed a circuit. In this, let us consider the PMOS has an input capacitance of 2 units and NMOS has input capacitance of 3 units. So when we consider this, the total input capacitance of the entire NAND gate is 2 units of PMOS plus 3 units of NMOS, which comprises of 5 units. Hence, Cin is equal to 5. We already know that logical effort is given by the ratio of input capacitance of the gate to the input capacitance of inverter. Input capacitance of the NAND gate is 5 and input capacitance of inverter from the previous example, we got to know that it is 3. Hence, logical effort will be equal to 5 divided by 3 with respect to the example which we have considered. Similarly, if we consider a 3 input NOR gate, we are already familiar with the Boolean expression for NOR gate, 3 input NOR gate. Y is equal to A plus B plus C the whole bar. And we already know how to design a NOR gate using CMOS logic design. If we have a plus operation, always PMOS transistors will be connected in series and NMOS transistors will be connected in parallel. If we assume the P channel MOSFET has an input capacitance of 6 units and N channel MOSFET has input capacitance of 1 unit, the total input capacitance of this NOR gate will be 7. Cin will be equal to 7. We already know that the logical effort is defined as the ratio of input capacitance of the gate to the input capacitance of an inverter that can deliver the same output current. Mathematically, G is equal to Cin of NOR divided by Cin of inverter. So G will be equal to 7 divided by 3. Logical effort will be equal to 7 divided by 3. So this is how we model logical effort. Now let us focus upon parasitic delay. The last concept in this formula which we have considered was parasitic delay. In this formula, D is equal to F plus P, where D is the total delay, F is nothing but effort delay or stage effort, and P is nothing but parasitic delay. Now let us focus upon parasitic delay. The parasitic delay of the gate is the delay of the gate when it drives zero load. Parasitic delay increases as we increase the number of series transistors, indicating that beyond a certain point, it is faster to split a larger gate into cascading of 2 smaller gates. Instead of using a bigger gate consisting of more number of transistors, we can reduce the number of transistors by cascading smaller gates, and thereby we can minimize the parasitic delay. And finally, let us focus upon what exactly is meant by drive. A good standard cell library contains multiple sizes of each common gate. The sizes are typically labeled with their drives. For example, in our Cadence lab, when we are dealing with analog experiments in GPDK 180, if you observe in the library called as GPDK 180, you can observe there are different drives of N-channel MOSFET as well as P-channel MOSFET. Similarly, if we consider the different standard cell libraries which are present in our Cadence lab, we will be having inverter of a certain drive, NAND gate of certain drive, which is inbuilt. As an example, we can consider inverter may be called as INV underscore 1x. Similarly, an inverter with 8 times of its unit size may be called as inverter INV underscore 8x. So this is how we represent different types of gate in standard cell libraries. And now let us focus upon some of the limitations of this linear delay model. Main limitation of this linear delay model is input arrival times. In linear delay model, we assume that one input of a multiple input gate switches while the others are completely stable. But in reality, that is not happening. And also the second limitation of this linear delay model is voltage dependence. Designers often need to predict how the delay will vary if the supply or threshold voltage is changed. Linear delay model predicts that the supply voltage can be reduced without changing the delay of the velocity saturated transistor. So as long as threshold voltage is reduced in proportion. And finally, the third drawback of linear delay model is called as bootstrapping. Normally, the transistors have some capacitance from gate to drain. This capacitance couples the input and output in an effect known as bootstrapping. And that is not considered in linear delay model. So these are some of the limitations or disadvantages of linear delay model. I hope that you have understood linear delay model. Thank you.